Our bodies and minds are incredibly powerful machines, and the more we look after them and listen carefully to them, the more we will be able to achieve, and the longer they will last. Today we have a look at some highly intriguing facts about your body and mind that you probably didn't know about yourself. Number 23, body language. Did you know that your stomach is host to more neurons than some animals have in their brains? This just goes to show how complex our stomachs really are, and many people refer to it as our second brain. Our stomachs have the ability to think for themselves, and the stomach is often the cause of the nervousness, irritability, or contentment. Just gives you more reason to put goodness into that other brain of yours, doesn't it? Number 22, space for 2 or 3 or 4. Your eyelashes are a great home for tiny little mites called Demodix mite, and thank goodness they're pretty harmless. Although, in rare cases, they have played a role in rosacea when they've laid eggs in pores of people's faces. They like to eat any dead skin and prefer oily skin. Do note, they're not limited to eyelashes. They also favor ear canals and forearms and other parts. Number 21, a real busy bee. According to those in the know, it's physically impossible to multitask, even though we like to fool ourselves into thinking we are able to do so. Studies have shown that our minds are really only capable of attending to one task at a time. What you can do is shift from one task to another quite quickly, but you cannot focus your attention properly on 2 things at once. I'm not quite sure if they use moms in their study, as mothers do tend to be able to do a few things at once. Number 20, find your feet. And over time, they will be easier to find because they do get bigger. It's believed that after years of use, your tendons and ligaments weaken, causing arches to flatten, making for broader and longer feet. I know, sounds rather disconcerting, but fortunately, it doesn't happen to everyone. But if you're overweight, struggle with swollen feet or ankles, or have certain medical conditions, you're more likely to experience this. Number 19, color-coded. Did you know that your skin is home to 4 different colors? If there was no other coloring to your skin, it would be creamy white. But with the addition of yellow pigments, which appears browner in larger amounts, and near-surface blood vessels, our skin is mixed in different proportions to create all the skin colors on Earth. Number 18, little hair raising. I found this one quite difficult to comprehend because it seems so far-fetched, but studies have proven that we are just as hairy as most other primates, only our hair is much finer and shorter. We have an average of 500 to 1,000 hair follicles per square inch of our body. The hairiest creature is the sea otter, with almost 1 million hairs per square inch. Hairy, but cute. Number 17, play that funky music. Music can heavily influence our lives. And that's not only because it can honestly make us feel better or worse, depending on the situation you find yourself in at the time, but because it releases a chemical into our nerve cells called dopamine. Certain people that scientists were studying actually experienced shivers when particular songs were played, and they concluded that the music was responsible for the release of dopamine and emotional arousal. Dopamine is a feel-good neurotransmitter, and it's present with other good-feeling factors like being in love, eating good food, and just generally being happy. Number 16, fake it till you make it. We all have certain goals and objectives that we hope to achieve in our life, whether it be the basic as shedding a few extra pounds or trying to work towards a new career goal. And research has proven that even if you haven't made progress, but you believe that you have, it will make achieving your goal just that much easier. For example, if you get a loyalty card from an establishment and you need 10 boxes ticked before you get a free meal, you're less likely to get the free meal as opposed to receiving a card with 12 boxes that need to be ticked, but 2 have already been done. It's the illusion of progression that motivates us. Number 15, science has spoken. Women have a higher percentage of body fat than men, which means they conserve more heat around their core. So while the vital organs of women are kept toasty warm, their hands and feet tend to feel cold more than men. Research has also proven that, in general, women have a lower threshold of cold than men. The blood vessels in women constrict more than in men, which is why women turn white a lot faster than men do. Number 14, laughter is the best medicine. We've all heard that before, and sometimes we come across someone with such an infectious laugh that it just sets us off laughing too. Much like witnessing a yawn, it's known as mimicry, and when you hear someone laughing, there's a part in your brain that gets stimulated from hearing the laughter. This study further suggests that doing things like sneezing, laughing, crying, or yawning in a group helps to create a strong social bond within that group. Number 13. One-step, two-step. The anticipation of a tickle can be an exciting experience for some and a dreaded one for others, like myself. We all know that it's physically impossible to tickle ourselves, but studies have concluded that if you have schizophrenia, it is physically possible to tickle yourself. People who are schizophrenic are not able to realize that the hand tickling them belongs to themselves, so they are able to experience the tickle as if it was done by someone else and laugh along with it. Number 12. 1 part human, 99 part bacteria. Each and every one of us has around a half gallon of bacteria living in our bodies, and you can use antibacteria on your hands till you're blue in the face and it will make no difference. We start collecting bacteria from the womb, and most of the bacteria are friendly bacteria, helping to regulate our gut and keep our immune systems healthy. Here's where things get a little more gross. Our belly buttons are home to an entire bacterial ecosystem. 60 belly buttons were swabbed by scientists in North Carolina, and they discovered 2,367 species of bacteria. Some of them had never been seen by scientists before. Number 11. No rest for the wicked. We've always been led to believe that when we are asleep, our brains also take a much-needed break from life, but that is not the case. Research has discovered that our brains are rather active during our restful period. Professor Matthew Wilson of MIT did extensive research on rats and humans, and he found that while they are both sleeping, recipients were making new connections and merging new memories. How that helps us in the long run, I'm not really sure, but just know that your brain is one busy bee all of the time. Number 10. Kick up a stink. Have you ever been into a really old person's house and smelt a strange smell? Many have jokingly called it an old person smell, but here's the scary thing. Old person smell is real. It's not as bad as it sounds though, as there's a distinct middle-aged person smell, and the same goes for young people. One study suggested that people have a more pleasant scent. I'm not sure about you, but the old people smell I've smelled is not very pleasant at all. Number 9. A little extra room. Wisdom teeth always bring up the question, why do we have them? Way back in the day, we would use these teeth to chew a very tough meat that used to be part of our diet. But with our modern day cooking methods and food we eat, there's certainly not a necessity. Evolution, however, hasn't caught up yet, and we're still stuck with them, and some experts believe that with our brains getting larger, our mouths are becoming more and more cramped with teeth we don't even need anymore. Number 8. Memory of a fish. How many things can you remember at once? After a lengthy study, Professor Alan Baddeley of the University of New York concluded that it's only possible to remember 3 to 4 things at a time, and only for around 20 seconds. Unless, of course, you repeat the information over and over again, and even then, there is no guarantee. Number 7. It's getting hot in here. Did you know that temperature affects flavor? There are certain taste bud receptors in your mouth that are more sensitive to food molecules that are either at room temperature or just above. For example, coffee. It may taste less bitter when it's drunk hot, as our bitter detecting taste buds are less sensitive when the coffee is hot. Odors make a difference too, and even if something doesn't taste too amazing, if it's accompanied by a good smell, you won't notice much. Number 6. It's kind of magic. Despite the fact that we're unable to see it, we are all covered with zebra stripes. Not only that, but we're bioluminescent too. Research has proven that humans have a faint glow, but it's so weak that our eyes are unable to see it. In 2009, a team of Japanese scientists released the most incredible images of glittering human bodies, proving their theory that we are bioluminescent. Pretty cool. Number 5. Read all about it. If you want to read a book quickly, choose one with longer lines as opposed to shorter. It's been proven that you read faster with lines that are longer in length, although you'd be drawn to books with shorter lines. Number 4. Get a grip. It's long been believed that we have fingerprints to improve our grip, but it's been proven to be false quite a few years ago. The exact opposite has been proven, with researchers discovering that fingerprints make it harder to grip onto smooth surfaces due to the decreased contact area of the skin. Some scientists believe that it might be possible that fingerprints improve our sense of touch. Number 3. Memories last a lifetime, but just be aware that they may not be exactly as the events unfolded, as over time we reconstruct our memories. Neuroscientists have said that our memories are not like the movie clips that we can access and play back as often as we like, but are nerve pathways that get fired up every time we remember an event, giving the memories the ability to change each time. Number 2. Rain, rain, go away. You are sure to know someone who will say this to you. It's going to rain, my scars are telling me so. And it's not something they're making up, because when the atmospheric pressure drops, our body tissues can expand, causing pain and swelling. Those that often get this are people with scarring or those who have arthritis or inflamed joints. People who have arthritis in their knees may feel pain when the temperature drops by more than 10 degrees. Number 1. Itch to scratch. Did you know that itchiness comes from the brain? Many believe that we experience itchiness to protect ourselves from harmful irritants such as insects, but it doesn't quite answer how our body gets the actual itch. Now, it's been shown that when you have an irritant on your skin, it sets off a chain reaction through the skin receptors to your spinal cord and then to your brain. Scratching relieves the itchiness by producing a mild pain that distracts you from the actual itch. That about sums it up, guys. Did we miss anything, or did you learn anything new? Let us know in the comments below. And if you have a second, come over to my channel Watch Topic, where there's more cool videos like this. Thanks for watching.